Good day, Ruskin Joyous. Hope you're alright, 'cause it's time for Profit Review. Now, last week we discussed the last rush store for January 2026, that being January 29, 2026. And that means today, what are we here to talk about? Oh, it finally happened. It's finally appeared. It's February 4th swipe. It's the introduction of the Naval update. So, sit back and relax, because Hedge, well, he's going to start yapping. What was our initial reaction when we first saw these skins? Well, notably, after the weird fiasco that happened with that training SKS, there's a change of plans. You see, that training SKS, we're not fully sure back then how many actually sold. And we have seen some sales happen on the Steam market. Now, we were told, we were expecting, that it was just going to simply be brought back when it was February 4th swipe. Okay, fair enough. But that didn't happen. So, of course, you could go ahead and watch the actual video discussing what happened with the training SKS, the limited edition training SKS. But there's a change of plans, and, well, you'll find out about that a little bit more with next week's video, with the next week's profit review. Anyway, Heatseeker SKS, technically speaking, technically, is the actual first SKS skin to appear in a Rust store. Properly. So, okay, I mean, sure, $3. I mean, that's exactly like all the other Heatseeker skins of the past. Is it gonna be alright? Well, we'll discuss that in a bit, don't you worry. Oh, look, another revolver. I mean, you know, that's fine. It's pirate themed. It's all good. Surely there's gonna be no problems. So, you know, over the course of January 2026, the Olympus revolver had risen up in price ever so nicely. Suddenly there's competition. So, yes, old pirate revolver appears, and it starts making me question, are we going to start seeing a lot more revolvers like this? So, yeah, you know, some concerns were starting to appear. Curse the Drowned Treasure Chest, a very cool looking small box of transparency. Oh, cool, another blue set. Naval Camo hoodie and pants. Alright, that's pretty cool. But, you know, you've got to take this into consideration. All of the February Rush stores are set. This is the first one, but the next week it'll be Valentine's, and the next 2 weeks after that will be Lunar New Year. So it's nice to potentially see a brand new set of skins, but take this into consideration, like, are we actually going to see any collection continuations still being accepted as we go through March, as we go for April, and beyond? So, okay, I mean, it's nice, but I've got to take that into consideration. Oh, look, Sinotype Navy. Oh, that's cool. Hang on a minute. Isn't there a DLC in the works? Anyway, yeah, so, oh, an interesting life vest hide shirt. Perfectly fine looking sheep in the door. Oh, yeah. I am the very model of a model Major General. Okay, that'll be the last time I ever sing that. The deep sea captain jacket, another snow jacket, has been accepted, so that's cool. A transparent wooden door. Now, typically wooden doors, I don't really think much of them. I don't really respect them that much, do I? Well, that one right there, it was pretty cool, but, like, have I actually looked at transparent wooden doors of the past and actually seen how they fare? To be honest with you, I don't think I have. So, okay, fair enough. A perfectly fine looking furnace, a very strange glow-in-the-dark burlap head wrap, jelly head wrap, a pretty cool looking double barrel shotgun. Oh look, a spinning wheel. It was the focused item of the month, so alright, cool. I mean, steering wheel, boats, naval update, it works. And then, of course, we had the deep tools. So both of these were looking perfectly fine. But overall, as I look at all the skins, typically as I look at all the skins in every single Rust store, I'm always considering what potentially could actually work out as a nice investment. However, as I'd already said, we do have quite the gap until we return to the possibility of seeing any sort of collection continuations. So as I scroll down, I'll remind myself that, well, SKS was bound to have potential issues. New skinnables. When a new skinnable appears, the first few skins that tend to be accepted sell an absurd amount. Well, what happens next? Yeah, well, there you go. So, okay, understood. So basically, I thought the old pirate revolver would be a perfectly fine shout. Revolver skins tend to be very reliable, but I am concerned at the possibility of seeing even more revolvers with that amount of transparency. As of then, the only two revolvers we have seen are Olympus revolver and that, of course, are old pirate revolver that actually have the same amount of transparency. There could be more. So, okay, understood. Now, for all due respect, Naval Camo hoodie and pants, they were also looking pretty interesting. If we were to see collection continuations eventually appear, they very likely greatly appreciate that. And I was like, well, you know, it's a shame we've got to wait about 3 or so weeks. It wouldn't surprise me if they still go down in price. And that was what I was expecting. I was very much sticking with the idea of, you know what, maybe I might end up just sticking with a builder. Again, with February 4 swipe, a lot of people did turn up. The sales, even with just the first few hours, the sales were pretty insane. So I did take note that the hoodie and pants were also selling quite a lot. I thought, you know what, let's wait till the abnormals, you know, wait till Wednesday, then we'll make a consideration, because by then I might just stick with just doing a buy order. So, alright, cool. And I did talk about the Heatseeker SKS, but again, I'll be approaching it knowing that it'll probably sell a little bit too much. With it being the very first SKS skin, you know, it was expected we're going to see a lot more SKSs being produced and eventually being accepted. I'm not sure how absurd it was going to be, but we did see what happened to the bed skins, for example. That's like the best example, isn't it? So, okay, fair enough. Expecting it to drop down in price, a smart barter can always work out quite nicely, right? So, alright, cool. But then with everything else, I didn't really respect it that much. Not to sound mean, I just didn't really expect, like, I didn't really expect anything else to really do good, do insane. I thought the small box looked nice, but still, like, were we going to get a proper collection being built up from here? Were we actually going to see sequels and see more, like, naval themed skins, boat themed skins, captains and pirates, and, you know, you get the idea. Like, there's also people trying to and wanting to see more space themed skins as well. So it was going to be interesting how things panned out after February. But of course, what did the first 24 hours of sales look like? So, well, let's go ahead and do that. Show that, I mean. You know when I just said that the sales initially did look pretty absurd? Don't the first 24 hours is... yeah, you can tell it was pretty absurd here as well. The SKS had over 26,000 subscribers. And I was like, you know what? That SKS is going to go over 50,000 subscribers, isn't it? That Revolver? Oh, that's going to definitely go over 30,000 subscribers. But wow, small box, over 15,000. The hoodie pants, over 14,000. So, yeah, that was a bit eye-opening. I was quite concerned. So, alright then, cool. How did everything turn out, though? When it was the night in doing the actual abnormal barders. And here we are, doing the abnormal barders. It is Wednesday night. It is the night before we have the next Rust rotation, and as you can see, Heatseeker SKS has just over 49,000 subscribers. Well then, that's a lot. Yeah, that is certainly a lot. But, you know, old part Revolver. Almost 32,000 subscribers. The Curse of the Drowned Treasure Chest. 29,000 subscribers almost. And those hoodie and pants, wow, they have over... Or actually, they're very close to 25,000 subscribers. So, yeah, this February 4 swipe with lots of people playing, yeah. The sales were pretty good. The sales were pretty absurd. So we had to take that into consideration. Good times don't last forever. The Easter dip is just around the corner because, of course, as we go through March and April time, it was expected that prices were going to drop off. So as I sit here and consider what prices I want to offer for each of the skins, Heatseeker SKS, I suggested only doing between $1 to $1.50. I thought to myself, I've seen previous Heatseeker skins sell pretty absurdly, but I've also seen those same Heatseeker skins eventually work out very nicely when times were good. Notably the MP5. That did 65,000 subscribers, but it also has a transparent aim sight. During post-Christmas, it went up all the way to $4, which really wasn't that much of a gain, especially considering it sold for $3 in the Rust store, but it did go all the way down to like $1.40 at one point. Well, we'll have quite a discussion with that Heatseeker SKS in a bit, don't you worry, but yes, I suggested $1 to $1.50. Old part Revolver. $2.49, but by default, I'm always behind Revolver skins. They always usually have, well, they've pretty much every single time we have seen one appear, they've always worked out. Especially with me doing the videos, talk about them, they've always worked out. So I was looking at that and thinking, you know what? I'm going to go strong. I'm going to offer between $1.70 to $2.20 for that $2.49 skin. The small box, the Curse of the Drowned treasure chest, well, you did sell quite a lot. And I wasn't feeling very confident we're going to see a collection continuation anytime soon. Priced at $2.49, I suggested only offering between 80 cents to $1.20. Naval Camo hoodie and pants, well, I thought about it. I could see the sales. Priced at $2 a piece. I thought, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if we do see an attempt for continuations. Well, you know, like tier 3, boots and gloves, tier 2. You get the idea. I welcomed it. But I knew over the course of the next few weeks it was likely going to drop off. So for both of those pieces, I thought, you know what? 80 cents to $1.20 for the Naval Camo hoodie and pants. Now with the Sinotype Navy large box, I mean, the last skin to be accepted for the Sinotype collection, I didn't really know what to expect. Again, we didn't have actual confirmation what that box's DLC was going to be. So priced at $2.49, I just went with $1.50 to $2. Frigate Sheep Matador, I mean, it's fine. 60 cents to 80 cents. I don't trust Sheep Matadors. We had the Deep Sea Jacket, 80 cents to $1.20 for that. It was priced at $2.49 if I can recall. But again, it's a snow jacket. But if we were to see collection continuations being built up with it, hey, that could have worked out nicely. We'll talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. The boat door, the wooden boat door. I actually realised that people do appreciate transparent wooden doors. And the previous transparent wooden doors that were marketable were actually doing pretty good at this time. So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll offer between $1 to $1.50 for that $2.49 wooden door. Okay, well, cool. And then the jelly head wrap, the burlap head wrap, priced at 99 cents. I didn't fully trust it. It glowed in the dark. I suggested 40 cents to 60 cents. Now, the other skins, the non-abnormal skins, the regular skins. Life Vest Hide Shirt, 40 cents to 60 cents. Castaway Furnace, 50 cents to 70 cents. Corsair Double Barrel Shotgun, 80 cents to $1.10. Dutch Steering Wheel, 50 cents. And the Deep Hatchet and Pickaxe, my words there, 60 cents to 80 cents. Didn't think the hard shirt would work out nicely, especially all by itself. The furnace was very straightforward and plain. Corsair Double Barrel Shotgun did look nice, but Double Barrel Shotgun's a bit... Steering wheels I didn't fully trust. I wasn't sure people even cared about them. And the tools, basically every single hatchet and pickaxe skin we've seen come out over the past few years has just gone down in price pretty badly, so... Alright then, so, yeah. Did I actually buy anything straight from the rust store after we did the buy orders? Yes. I can confirm to you, I did buy 100 old pirate revolvers. I felt that confident. Even though it sold quite a lot, still jumped in. And so now, we'll go through and discuss the outcomes. Right now, it is the first week of April. We have seen prices drop off real bad as we went through March. But very, very recently, we've also noticed prices starting to improve again. That Heatseeker SKS, that dropped down pretty bad though. Ooh. So it was expected. It did reach over 51,000 subscribers. Let's just take a look at it on the Steam market. And I repeat, I did suggest $1 to $1.50. Now, again, priced at $1.44 right now. To be honest with you, my buy order, I'm happy with that. And I can confirm to you, I did pick up a bunch of these. So even though I didn't buy any straight from the store, I still picked up quite a lot just through buy orders. So here's hoping we have another Heatseeker MP5 moment. But I must point this out, this does not have a transparent aim sight. To this day, we have seen a lot of SKSs, but not a single one has a transparent aim sight, okay? But that is kind of looking pretty thin. That is actually looking like it could rebound and work out quite nicely in the future. All we've got to do is just get past these two hurdles of 17 and 11. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if we do get past that. The summer is just around the corner, at least for most of the parts of the world. We're expecting the player count to start properly rising up as we go through June, July and August time. Do you think this will recover? Do you think this could ever reach back up and go above $3 again? It wouldn't surprise me if it eventually gets there, especially if we do not see a transparent SKS anytime soon. But we very likely will be seeing some Twitch drops and kick drops eventually, alright? Just pointing that out. So, okay, cool. It is what it is. And, hey, did you pick up any of these? Did you buy any straight from the Rust store? Did you pick up any with a buy order? Feel free to comment below. But, yeah, I'm not worried about that. What happened was expected. But how many SKS skins are we going to see? Because it's getting pretty ridiculous. And, oh, look, there's the limited edition training SKS. Well, so, yeah, cool. So, alright then. Totally understandable. As I did give you a little bit of a forewarning, brand new skinnables. The first few skins that we see being accepted tend to suffer as time goes on, as more and more skins are accepted. I think you could sit there and say it's not doing very well at the moment. Old Pirate Revolver. So basically, there was some concerns, there was some worries. Well, what do you mean? Well, when this appeared, just after this was accepted, we started to see more skin creators making considerations and making Revolver skins. Now, the main positive with Revolver skins is the fact that we just don't really see that many of them being produced, and we hardly see any of them being accepted every year. So, would you say I was surprised to find out that we happen to see, let's go over to here, the Fish Revolver, we saw the Blackout Revolver, and a Chrome Revolver. In short, these all had absurd transparent aim sights, exactly like what we just seen. Well, actually, no, that was a step too far. That was a joke, I believe. But they each had a nice transparent aim sight, exactly like the Old Pirate Revolver, and of course the Olympus Revolver. People were trying to see if they could get away with it as well. But Blackout, oh man, if we saw that, oh, I might have just screamed. But it didn't happen. They weren't accepted. Now, I'm not going to rule out the possibility that they could still be accepted at some point in the future, notably of complete the sets and whatnot. But yeah, we were worried for a while, we were getting concerned, but guess what? Didn't happen, and this has actually managed to start rising back up in price again. Same can be said with the Olympus Revolver. Whilst it suffered when this appeared, it's actually rebounded recently and managed to get back up to the point where it was before this appeared. So yeah, revolvers are being appreciated. Who'd have guessed? But, oh, it can only get so far. Other people exist. Have I expressed nicely how much I greatly appreciate other people existing? Because I really do appreciate the fact that they go ahead and do this. What a clever thing to do. Yes. So, yeah, it might need a little bit more time to eventually get rid of all of this, but I love other people so much. Yeah, so, point made. Anyway, yeah, it's doing good at the moment. And here's hoping all of that clears up as we go through July and August, because I really do think that could work out a lot better. But there could still be more revolvers on the horizon. As you might have noticed, there was an Easter submission, so let's just quickly take a look at that, because that could still appear next week. That could still appear for next week's Easter Week 2 Rustor. So, yeah. Let's see what becomes with this, because that also happens to have the exact same aim sight. But you know what? We did wait like 2 months. Maybe it won't negatively affect the Old Pirate Revolver that much. Fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see. So, alright, cool. There was some concerns afterwards, but that has worked out very nicely. And with the Barda suggestion, well, it's basically stayed in the positive ever since it came out. So, yeah, you could only do so much. Curse of the Drowned Treasure Chest. Well, I will point out we did get a sequel eventually, but it wasn't enough to really save this. That was a lot of sales. But you know what? I did expect that it was going to drop off. I did suggest 80 cents to $1.20. And, well, I mean, if I could just go ahead and show this to you, you might notice that it did drop down in price. And it seems like it's stopping down. It's stopping going down in price. In short, I think we just about got the right point where it was at its lowest. And from here now, maybe it could actually rise up. Might need a few more skins to be accepted, but we kind of did see that. We did see a large box being produced. Wasn't accepted, though. But hey, we'll see what happens after Easter. We'll see what happens. So, okay, cool. But you did drop down. Naval Camo Hoodie and Pants. Oh, I wonder if we'll see some sequels being produced. I wonder if we'll actually see them being accepted. So let me just point this out. I rolled with the expectation that they'll drop down a price over the course of February. That did happen. But I kind of was hoping that I'd manage to pick them up for about $1.20. That didn't happen. So I didn't actually manage to pick up any of them. Let me just point this out to you. As you can see here, it went down to around $1.50. It did actually get close to about $1.40, it seems, for a while. But I didn't actually manage to pick up any of them. And that hurts me inside, because what happened eventually... Oh, you know, the very second we entered March, boom, Naval Camo Tier 2 was accepted. And that went all the way up to $10. The pants were close, but not as close. And then, of course, quite recently, we also saw the Tier 3 being accepted. So, Yeah, that worked out quite all right. So right now it's sitting here comfortably at $6. And the funny thing is, we have seen like pretty much a full set now. The hoodie and pants sold the most. This was a concern I had when we were doing the abnormal barders. I didn't mention it then, but I did sit here and say, typically with a full set that's fairly in demand, the skins that sell the most end up becoming the cheapest. But in this particular instance, because we got the sequels fairly soon enough, we'll go with that, the hoodie and pants have risen up to a point where they've got so much support now, it doesn't look like they could go down in price anytime soon. So the tier 2 appears, sells a reasonable amount, fairly close to the hoodie and pants, but it's wedged in between the tier 3 and the hoodie and pants. The tier 3 sold the least amount. So this is really weird what happened to it. But of course, as we steer towards the summertime, I wouldn't be surprised if all of this remains in demand, and I wouldn't be surprised if that eventually recovers. The kilt, I'm sure the kilt will recover. But we're here to talk about the hoodie and pants. I'm surprised to see it still holding up, but will it hold up forever? Well, it doesn't really matter. It proved to be a success. And if you're confident, if you actually end up buying some of these straight from the Rust store, props to you. I hope you walked away with some sweet, delicious profit. You did good. I didn't. I didn't think it was going to hold up nicely. Again, it did do over 26,000 subscribers, and we weren't going to see a sequel at bare minimum for at least 3 weeks. I was too cautious. I was a fool. So yeah, 80 cents to 120. That was a bust. But you never know. I might pick up some in the future, right? We'll see. Oh, buddy. Like, where do I even begin? I'm sure you're fully well aware of what happened to the Sinotype collection. As it was progressing, as it was still getting skins accepted, Face Punch was working on their very own DLC. And it turns out it was a large box DLC. At one point, just the large boxes you see here, all of them were priced at around $50 together, right? The boxes DLC appears, well, if we deduct these 2 garage stores, you're probably looking at all of this for about half the price now. $25 for all of that together. Thanks, Face Punch. So if you aren't fully all aware, I'm just going to quickly point this out. I'm referring to the boxes DLC that is located right over to here. Storage box pack. There you go, yeah. So that is only $18. This doesn't have like silly font or whatever like the Sinotype collection does. This is just straightforward. It's got a very interesting design to it, but it's not exactly people aren't exactly like fans of the like design. Some people are, some aren't. It's a bit divisive, but a lot of people are happy with the fact that it's only $18. Not the people who are investing into skins though. I don't know why they did this. I'm still quite annoyed that they did this. Why would you have an active collection progressing and getting more skins accepted, then throw that out like a month later? Still annoyed by it. Still annoyed by it. So, yeah. Sinotype Navy, you just did not stand a chance because everything else here did not stand a chance. Well, if you want to have a moan in regards to the boxes DLC, feel free to comment below because, yeah, I'm just numb to it now. I'm just numb to it. Life Vest Hide Shirt. I mean, I didn't really expect much. As I said, I suggested only 40 cents to 60 cents. It's basically sitting there at 55 cents right now. But, well, yeah, I don't really expect it's going to do that much. I don't think it's going to change that much. It's just there. It just exists. I only did one barter on that in the end, and, well, we'll see what happens next. Sheep in the door. I mean, it's just a perfectly fine looking glow-in-the-dark sheep in the door, but I didn't really expect that much. If it's just a generic standard door, I mean, I should also point out, you can't use sheep in the doors on boats. Oh dear. So it's not going to work, is it? No. Oh boy. So yeah, priced at $2.49. I only suggested 60 cents to 80 cents, and it looks like I was on the mark, on the point, but it's not profitable. It's not profitable. So Deep Sea Captain Jacket. I said 80 cents to $1.20. I was hopeful we could have seen a sequel being made. I recall we did see something being produced, but it wasn't accepted. And as you'll notice, it sits here just barely over $1. Still has the support to keep it up, but is that actually to recover? Is that actually to rebound? I don't know. Not really sure what to say. So the barders weren't necessarily bad, but what's bad is we don't know what's going to happen next. I don't think we're going to see more of this. It might just be stuck at around $1 for the foreseeable future. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. So that's not exactly nice and clear, is it? Sorry to say, but... Now, in regards to wooden doors, by default, pretty much every single wooden door just... yeah, they just go down to less than $1. But after looking at this, and after respecting that during this period of time, other wooden doors with transparency, such as the wild animals door, such as the twig door, they're doing pretty good. So I was looking at this, and if you haven't yet seen the transparency, let's go ahead and showcase it to you right now. It's just got like some seams that you can see through, exactly like you see with the naval boats and whatnot. So, clever idea, perfectly fine like thing to pick up, and of course, you know, great idea to accept from Face Punch. It was nobody was complaining. It did sell quite a lot as well, but it still went down in price, which I was kind of surprised by. So as I looked at this, I thought to myself, you know what? I'll probably offer between $1 to $1.50. Well, guess what? It's literally sitting here at around $1.30 at the moment. It went cheaper. Now, as time goes on, will it actually start to rise up? Will people appreciate it? Well, the bars are still keeping it up. It's not looking too ridiculous here with the amount of listings. I mean, I would hope it improves, but only 9 sales in the past 24 hours. Oh, that's... Is it still going down? It looks like it could, but it does look like it's starting to stagnate and even out. Hey, let's hope during the summertime it improves. Let's hope around July and August time it potentially reaches back up to a brand new all-time high price. But yeah, that went a little bit lower than expected, didn't it? But it's not too bad. I did say $1 to $1.50. That's like smack dab in the middle of both. So yeah, it's fine. Castaway furnace. I didn't really expect that much because there really wasn't that much. It's just a fine-looking furnace. But it wasn't like super insane, wasn't super stand out. And the standard furnace, it doesn't really work out very nicely, does it? So yeah, I didn't expect much. I said 50 cents to 70 cents. It's basically on 70 cents. Would you actually manage to be able to sell it for a profit though anytime soon? Yeah, well, we'll see. Jelly head wrap, as I said, it glows in the dark. Wasn't really sure if people were going to go super insane for such a thing. Pretty goofy, pretty silly. But I should also point out, burn-up head wraps don't seem to be appreciated that much whatsoever. Yeah, the majority of them not exactly doing super great. Older ones are fine. Newer ones, ugh. So I didn't really suggest that much. I said I'd only offer potentially between 40 cents to 60 cents. And hey, it sits here at 75 cents. Yes! But other than that, only 7 sales in the past 24 hours. I don't think that's going to turn into insane, massive, ridiculous profit. Shrug. So, alright, cool. Corsair double barrel shotgun. I did see an attempt for a sequel. It did look pretty cool, but it's made by a little ranger who might be juggling perhaps one too many collections at the same time. So didn't happen, and the double barrel shotgun did go below $1, much like many other double barrel shotguns of the past. So yeah, we were kind of expecting the possibility of that. I did say 80 cents to $1.10, so I mean, could you rebound? Could you recover? It'd be nice, but I'm not like expecting much. Not really, not really. So yeah, 96 cents. Maybe it could bounce up a bit. We'll see. Spinning wheel, I did not expect anything from you, and well, I did pick up quite a lot of them with a buy order. I don't think that's going to be good because yeah, I did like offer like around 50 cents, and basically it's sitting here around 50 cents. And I don't think it's improving that much more because, of course, we did see other options. And let me tell you, those other options, well, these were looking pretty cool. And they still went down in price. Dang. Oh, well, again, I don't think people actually care about steering wheels. Do you? And the tools, I expected nothing. And there you go, down to less than $1. So 60 cents to 80 cents, a perfectly fine suggestion. So honestly, overall, the expectations were kind of quite alright. So yeah, Heatseeker SKS. We've seen this behaviour before with a ridiculously high selling Heatseeker skin of the past, still working out quite alright. Well, we're still waiting for part 2. As we get closer and closer to July and August, will you actually manage to recover and get back up to $3? We'll be keeping an eye on you, but as of now, we can't say much else, can we? Revolver, well, you still need to sell a lot more of your skins to eventually get to the point where you can improve a lot better. But just to point this out, as you'll see, the Olympus Revolver has improved quite nicely. So I'm just going to be nice and quick with this. If you have not yet seen with your own eyes, this is back up to $5. And as you might notice, that's basically almost where it was just before we saw the Pirate Revolver appear right here. So yeah, we're starting to see some improvements now. Easter dip might be behind us already. Cool. So, all right. Let's now give you a nice little preview for the next week. Boom. Valentine's! We saw some surprising things being accepted. But again, we're expecting a lot of pink, and we got a lot of pink, so yeah. Alright, cool. But, you know, do Valentine skins ever actually work out quite nicely? And the Easter dip does loom over our heads as well, so alright then. We'll see how that turns out. But that'll be for next week. So once again, I'll ask you, did you happen to buy anything from this store? Did you buy anything directly? And did you pick up anything with a barter? Are you happy at the moment? Are you optimistic? Feel free to comment below. And that's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best luck to each and every single one of you. I can talk. I'm getting old. Thank you. Catch you later. Say goodbye.